Hello everyone, my name is Ben and welcome back to PASSTHEauxCORD, a channel where I'm still working on the big one, so we're going to do the small one. And today we're going to be looking at the Dream Synopsis EP by The Last Shadow Puppets. As you guys know, I did their first album a little while ago, and so I still have the second one to do yet. However, I did notice that it had a lot of tracks and wondered if there was bonus tracks going on here, and then I realized that this EP is literally just slapped onto the back end of it. So in a way, this is almost a part one to everything you've come to expect, because this is kind of included alongside it. It's just that I won't be covering these songs in that album video. So we're going to be doing the track Aviation first real fast here. Yeah, first track, Aviation. Let's go. Oh, nice. Okay. Sounding like it might be a live recording? Like in the violins going on in the background there? That's a big ass word. I do know what it means though. It's an interesting description. Gotta say the drumming is really nice on this track. Sounds very crisp in the mix. Aviation in the evening, I just can't leave it alone. I recognize. Looking like we got an instrumental section at the end here. For those backing violins and the next song is really nice. And of course it goes strangely well with the crisp drumming. Decent track right there for sure. At the same time though, I don't know if anything about it was necessarily standing out to me as super unique or just like catching me off guard in any way. The song appears to be referring to drug usage of some kind, as well as a romance going on. Pretty similar stuff to what we saw on the last record that I talked about last time on here. Solid performances from everyone doing things on that track, but nonetheless it was kind of just there, I guess, and that was a lot of my problem with the last album too, so we'll see if anything a little bit more interesting happens. Lay's Cactus, or if it's pronounced differently, I'm sorry, is the name of the next track, and it is apparently a cover song by someone else who natively speaks French. So I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say that this could do very poorly, depending on the fluidity of speaking the language that's going on here, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, this might all be recorded live. I'm not sure if there's studio versions of this, but... Cactus. Liking the much more outspokenly loud sound of this one. Really great drumming all across this project so far. Not that everything else isn't sounding good, but it is particularly standout. I gotta say, hearing Alex sing in French was interesting. Okay, so translating this song did prove to be somewhat rewarding in that it's kind of a funny song, actually, but it takes somewhat of a serious thing and makes it funny. It's talking about how you're not ever really able to get comfortable because the whole world is a cactus in a metaphorical sense, in that something's always going to be bothering you. So fun track, definitely. I like the presentation on here. I haven't heard the original version. I'm not really very well versed in French music, but I have to imagine that was somewhat of a faithful recreation. If not, either way, fun instrumental to that track. It just took a really energetic tone to it that I did appreciate. Not a whole lot else to say about it, but a cool one. I can definitely see myself throwing that on some playlists. Totally Wired is the name of the next song. Oh, this is certainly an interesting vocal performance going on here. Oh, this is a cover as well. Okay. really wondering how true to the original this is, because once again, I don't believe I've heard the original track. It's like a level of reverb or echo on the vocals, and I think that might just be because of recording it in the live space, but it's a little distracting. I'm not sure how intentional that is. Okay. There's something weirdly comedic about the backing vocal just yelling in the background there. I have to imagine they're taking these more orchestral elements and adding them, because this doesn't really seem like that type of track. This is probably something 80s metal. Ending there. You can tell that they're just having a lot of fun with this, and that's a good way to go about making a bunch of covers, because I feel like some people take it way too seriously and end up just recreating the same song in a slightly worse fashion. I have to imagine they're adding their own elements to the tracks on here. I don't really see any way around that, because like I said, there's more of the orchestra type things going on, more violins, just more strings in general. I have to imagine it's pretty different, but still haven't heard the original track, and I think I haven't heard the rest of them either. So I'm just kind of going off what I'm hearing right now. Originally released by Glaxo Babies in 1980, This Is Your Life is the fourth track in the Dream Synopsis. Yeah, okay. Okie dokie. Not familiar with the artist, not familiar with the song. Maybe I will be when I hear it. I don't know. The last one, I have to say, sounded familiar. I may have heard it somewhere else, but I don't recall the original track it was from. This Is Your Life is the name of this one, though. Having that spacier sound on the piano like that really does it well. Ooh. See, this has more of a cinematic flair to it, like the other album did. This is your life. Sounds really nice. Subtle instrumentation just brings it up a notch. Nice. I think we get a little bit of a guitar / instrumental solo bit here. I really wonder if there's a guitar solo on the original version, and if that did it justice or not. Really kind of just seems like it's having fun with it, which is exactly what you want to do. Yeah, once again, kind of an eccentric delivery, very wild sounding in general, and that was very much so true about Totally Wired as well. There's actually quite a few similarities in between how that was executed and how This Is Your Life was executed as well. I can tell that they're definitely putting their own spin on it, but not taking it too seriously still to this point. And yeah, it's actually really fun to listen to. Like I said, I have no point of reference with this, but you know, I have to imagine these covers are doing some sort of justice to the original, you know? That is my guess at it anyways. However, Is This What You Wanted is the name of the next track, and I feel like I know this one. It's Leonard Cohen's song originally, and I've heard some of his music, so that's interesting. I may recognize it as soon as it starts, I may not. Either way, this was released just a few weeks before his death, apparently, so that's interesting, I guess. That is kind of morbid, depending on how you look at it, but either way, Is This What You Wanted? Nice. This one's really chill. Like it.
I was the money lender. I was the dirty little boy. And is this what you wanted? To live in a house that is haunted? I was Vaseline.
The analogies are very strange in this track, I have to say. They're adding some to the chorus this time around. Definitely nice.
You listed after so many, baby. And is this what you wanted? To live in a house that is
The way that came in is really nice. Oh, this instrumental outro is really nice. Yeah, I have to say, I don't believe that I've necessarily heard the original track that one came from. So, once again, I'm a broken record at this point, but I don't know how much justice it's doing to the original, but that was a nice song either way. Very simply put, it's a love song, but one about a broken love, talking about, you know, you were my this to that, you know, kind of thing. Metaphor for the relationship and what it once was before it had ended, and talking about how our narrator wishes that it didn't, essentially, all things considered. But very lavish and elaborate instrumentation all across that track. Very stunning work in that variety. And you know, I feel like Alex's vocal performance on there definitely wasn't my favorite part of it. I feel like he was kind of in the same mindset of the 2 or 3 songs that came before it, because he sounded all like wobbly and stuff. He's done slower tracks like that, and they've sounded way better than that before, and that's my only big critique for that one, but it did sound pretty smooth to the ears anyways. Just a very nicely played track. And once again, the drumming. I'm still sounding like a broken record, but it's just very clear, and I like it. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that this is recorded in some sort of live setting. Very obviously, it's not like glamorized up very much, and I honestly like the raw sound a lot better than when it's gone through a lot of studio mixing, so that much is appreciated. That's easily a track that I could throw on. It's very sizable in length, so that helps with that. The Dream Synopsis is the title track and the last one on here. This is an original song from them. This is not a cover. Yeah, it isn't, and I do believe a different version of it lands on the other album, so we'll hear that once that comes along. Either way, title track, let's go. Oh wow, this is a hell of a vibe already.
If the manager should find us,
a very interesting scenario.
You can carry much more than Sheffield City Center.
All the strings on this track again. Sounded very nice. Such a smooth instrumental right now. Oh, damn.
I start running, don't really know why I am running. I'm to my dream report. You and me and Miles came, and some prick I went to school with. It must be
I love it.
awful
So
when
self-aware.
I talk future. Shoot through my mind and I can't let go. Inseparable.
That is so nice.
There was palm tree debris everywhere.
It's instrumental, man. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, I love that track. Yeah, definitely the most notable, memorable, likable track I've honestly heard from the last Shadow Puppet so far. That tops most of my favorites that I heard on that whole last album. So I have high hopes for the other album because in comparison to everything that was on there, that was just like really beautifully executed. Wow. The biggest thing that I can end up comparing this to is honestly the Arctic Monkeys album that I did not like, which was Suck It and See. However, rather than just doing like weird things with the instrumentals, this just going for that like vintage love song vibe, and I love it so much. It flows, it's so smooth, and it's so lavishly produced, and the instrumental on there is very complicated and dense and has a lot of layers to it. It's very nice sounding. I'm not sure if it's gonna be as great if there's like a not live version of that on the main album, but either way, we'll hear that when we hear that. I love that track for now. It's got a really fun narrative about a love story going on where he keeps telling this person his dreams, whether it be literal dreams or like aspirations, and talking about how it must get really boring to hear him talk about it. I like the self-awareness of all of it. Very cool. Very good stuff. So all things considered, this is a fun project. I don't know how well the covers live up to the original tracks. I'm gonna check those out in between now and the next Last Shadow Puppets video so that I can let you know what I thought of them in comparison. I feel like that's a very important thing about grading covers, but as songs on their own, I thought almost all of them were really fun. And then this first song on here, Aviation, was iffy, but I think the Dream Synopsis was very good. Very great track, and it makes me excited to see what we're going to see next. So I don't rate EPs, but good one. Nonetheless, I'm glad I checked it out because I was thinking about just skipping this, but needed something a little shorter for today. It was a good decision to check it out. So let me know what you thought of this EP down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Drop a like on the video if you did like what you saw today, and subscribe to the channel for more music-related content coming your way, and turn on the bell for notifications on that same thing as well. I have a Twitter. You can follow that following the link in the description below, but that is just about going to wrap it up for this one, and I will see you in the next video.